Welcome back. This is the GSL Code S with Tasteless and Wolf. We're going to go into Hydra versus Rogue. The loser of this is out. The story ends here.
Yeah, that's the end. If you lose here, it's all over. And that's quite stressful. You know, this is a very, very, very important moment, I feel, for both these two players' careers because they're doing pretty well in Pro League. They're well in the up-and-coming Rogue especially, but for Hydra, if he loses here, it just looks like, okay, well, you're still stuck in your mid-game builds. You can't really play the late game. And Zerg versus Zerg is a terrible way to go as well, in my opinion. You know, sometimes you just lose because you didn't see that swell of things that comes around, you lose the game.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of trickery early on in ZVZ. Yeah, Hydra's been having a tough time in the late game. I don't feel like this is the best games I've seen from Hydra. But Rogue's certainly not doing that bad either. And of course, the winner does go on to face off against Classic. Now on to the losers match, guys. Enjoy.
I hope it's a phase. I hope it's a phase. I hope it's a phase. I feel like I'm riding away.
In the upper right, in the yellow, he is
GDN2's Hydra, 신동원.
Hydra. Down near the bottom left, spoiler alert on that little overlay, it is
GNL Green Wings Rogue, 이병렬.
So, two-player map, again, overgrowth. In almost every best of 3 gets picked. And I think every best of 3 that's had a Zerg in it in Code S is 100% pick rate.
Happy day.
Yeah, he's just happy because that life got through.
Ooh, that's a good shot right there. That's a great camera shot. Who cut these trees down?
Well, if they were a bit taller, it might stop drops. From
Deforestation is a problem on this map.
Double hatch first here.
We had to cut them down because I thought it was an overgrowth of trees. So they're both going hatch.
That
is a Hydra.
Yeah.
Or it could be that tree that just got cut down.
It says use Hydras.
They are good.
Well, this is going to be a mid-game or an early game that takes a bit to ramp up, but Rogue is going for gas first, whereas Hydra takes the safer pool approach here.
Yep.
And, you know, with this opening, I feel the earlier map control goes to Rogue, but a slightly better economy goes to Hydra as a result. So
yeah.
It's basically the trade-off here.
Excuse me.
I kind of like the skip the gas build a lot. I know Artosis is a big fan of the aggression that comes out from the gas.
Yeah.
Which do you prefer? I mean,
prefer the aggression that comes out of the gas. I just like that a lot more. I like the option of having it there. I just feel safer. But I mean, it really is a stylistic thing, you know.
So you can see that in these two players' history, Hydra is actually overall more successful, but a lot of these come from really old matches, like the MLG Kespa qualifiers that took place in 2013, and then the 12-13 Pro League Round 3. That's like a long time ago. But still, I mean, it's something that gets into your head a little bit, going into something like this. Like, this guy has taken me out before, more often than I've defeated him.
Two queens now being made for both sides here. There's that link speed the Rogue is going for here. Hydra not taking gas yet. As we've talked about, you know, as we always say, not a lot happening early game ZVZ. We got to let this pick up a little bit before we have more information that we could tell you guys. The 4 lings are being made. That's going to be used to race inside, see if they can find anything, gather any intel.
And he takes a very fast third base, so these lings are going to allow him to maybe control the map and put Hydra on the defensive while he takes that. That would be the ideal situation.
He may go for mass lings too, because the berth on this map is so big. It's not like you could just block it off easily with Evo chambers.
These two lings are going to come over here and try to get some scouting info. And one goes down.
Yeah, the second should be able to get inside. Oh, but the queen comes up, and
Only saw that there was no gas on the bottom, but he has no idea about anything else.
He did see the Ling speed, although I guess he'd know now.
Yeah, he knows now for sure. And the Lings will get in here, and they're going to see that there's no gases taken just yet. Of course, you saw the gas on the natural, but a bit delayed. And so it gives him all the information he needs. And I think from here, he's going to feel pretty comfortable about droning up his third base. Nice catch here on that drone.
Yeah, really nice. Not even losing a single Ling there. Hydra seems to be a bit distracted. He's got the Roach Warren there at the entrance to make a wall, as well as the Evo chamber.
Yeah, it looks like Hydra wants to play double upgrades maybe. Might go for the solo upgrade, Roach speed, sort of aggression. Also have to wait and see what he does with that Evo chamber. And I'm back on the other side of things. That third base is really starting to pay off now, getting all that extra larva.
Just continue to check around here and saying, is there anything else? Are you taking a gas? Are you making drones? I don't see Lings. 10 more drones are being produced right now for Rogue. Excuse me.
Sorry, Tasteless.
Sorry, guys.
Well, this Ling is just scampering around.
Oh, he's just not able to get rid of it. We have that extra gas now being taken.
Sees the lair timing and everything. Sees it's at the natural. Does he get out? No way. Okay.
All right, well,
that would have been like
the Roach
nuts.
upgrades coming here. Yeah, that would have been crazy. And yeah, I mean, again, the game is still pretty tame so far. We have 9 drones now being made here for Hydra, so these guys are powering up hardcore.
Yeah, powering up pretty hard, and double upgrades for Rogue versus that solo upgrade I was talking about earlier with Hydra. He gets a faster
Doesn't want to
speed.
show him that macro hatch there.
Yeah.
Let's see if he makes it now. Guess he made it somewhere else. He made it in the main, excuse me. And we're starting to have the mass Roaches being produced.
It's going to be a Roach versus Roach tempo battle. A game of chicken in a lot of ways, but
sometimes we see these guys, they want to get infestors, but they get punished for it because then the other Roaches come in and try to run them over.
Yeah, it's exactly. You try to take that one tech step further, and it could cost you your life.
Yeah,
in this tournament, and the losers match right now
costs your life. That's why we kill the losers here at the GSL.
Exactly. We don't want to have them back here.
Our nerd guillotine, yeah. Well, they got a nice overlord spread. Both of them do all over the map to spot to see if the Roaches are coming, where they're coming from, what the upgrades are. Since nobody's going for a spire or anything like that, I mean, these overlords are going to be on the map for a while, so the element of surprise is going to be a tough one to have. That's also why we see the Queens push down, trying to just get rid of any overlords that are just too close. But then you have situations like this Overseer that just come over here.
Yeah, the gooping is pretty annoying.
Yeah.
We're seeing that more and more often in this matchup. It's actually even being used more in ZVP. They're starting to figure out that utility that you have on this fast-moving unit that actually flies around and gets information is quite high. I think he's going to use it here, right? I would expect so. He has.
I would think so, yeah.
Stops that carapace. He doesn't know which one is researching which, but
getting neither one's totally fine, though.
Exactly.
All right, got to get a spine crawler now. The Roaches are now gathering up here. They're pretty much dead even in supply here. Workers and attack units. Oh, as I say that, though, a lot more for Hydra to hatch out.
Gets
Roaches,
the second one now. He's really on top of that. I really, 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 really like that when players do that, being on top of that. I feel like if you consider the Overseer's cost is really not that expensive, if you could actually just have 2 of those constantly doing that, that's absolutely worth it. They're both low in burrow movement here. They can have that extra harass potential. And they're both at dead even 37 Roaches apiece. This is a pretty even game so far. The upgrade's getting a little bit ahead for Hydra, though, with those contaminates. He's also got the better vision here with his Overseer. Now Rogue does the same.
All right, so he's moving out. This is the problem, though, is they're both going so hardcore Roach. It can be hard for one side to kill the other. But there is about 50 more Roaches. Well, no, 50 Roaches total compared to what was, 40? 39 and to be exact here for Hydra. So Hydra's going to have to be careful here. Did he send out the Queens? I don't see any Queens moving around the map here for Rogue.
Yeah, I don't think so. He's got a defender's advantage here a little bit, but it actually doesn't have that much of a concave to work with, and he gets a bit ahead of himself, I would say. Now, this is a much better angle for Rogue initially here, but those transfuses for Hydra, keeping him in the fight a little bit longer. And 40
more Roaches coming up now. Yeah. Reinforcing, a lot of damage done. He did just scoop that hatchery too. making progress there a little bit harder. Still some roaches in the back here for Hydra. Not able to do that much damage. The concave once again beating the convex.
Yeah, this is that angle I was talking about earlier. He tries to have that defender's advantage, but he goes into a concave, and this means a much better trade here for Rogue. You know, you might look at this and say, well, he defended. Isn't that good? But it is, but he lost too much in the process. This is a much better trade overall, and I feel he should walk away now, but that was a good bank depletion there by Rogue in that. I think he stayed a bit too long, but I think it was still overall a little bit better for him. Hydra ended up having those better upgrades there at the end, too.
Yeah, the 2-1 to the 1-1 is a pretty big difference.
Well, those 3 roaches actually sneak by. Doesn't actually detect them, and now they're going to go into the main base and cause some havoc over there. +2 nearly done here, but it's actually going to be the +2
This is where it might get out of control, though. The 3 roaches over here, unburrowing and hitting all these different locations could screw up everything.
Kills the queen here. Oh, nice burrow defense. Yep. We've been seeing a lot more of that recently. Why let roaches kill your main base when you could just burrow anything they attack? You could actually burrow all of his drones right now until the roaches came over if you wanted to.
We weren't seeing it for a while, too. Occasionally, I think it just wasn't occurring to a lot of people. And, of course, these roaches are so fast, it's hard for the overseer to keep up.
All right, he's going to hit the same angle again, but this time he doesn't have as much with him. I don't think he needs to commit here. Yeah, let's get out of there. Upgrade advantage here for Hydra, on the other hand.
Yep.
Making it tough to engage. These two are about as even as it gets in every other way. 138 to 136 army supply and 62 to 63 drones. So, you know, that's about as even as it gets. Going to engage here. No distinct advantage for either player, but
it was a good job for Rogue to actually back out a little bit and then spread that army out.
He's just trying to make sure he has the more surface area, and so far he does. Hydra does have the upgrade advantage, don't forget, but I feel like this angle is much more important right now.
Well, look how many roaches are moving around in the back here for Hydra, or were just a little bit ago. And now continuing to come in here. 183 supply to about 150 for Hydra. Hydra, if he's not careful, Rogue will just run him over.
I feel like the big problem here is just not forcing the engagement in a favorable position. That's what Rogue has been able to do every time.
Yeah.
He's using that choke point.
But here's the problem, Wolf, is that he's got a 4th base. Rogue does.
Yeah.
So what's he going to do from there? Oh, he's going to come around here.
Going to catch some of these roaches, and these 3 roaches over here on the right side could even mess up the angle for Hydra. And Hydra just does not have enough here. Way down in supply right now. More roaches coming to reinforce faster than he can reinforce.
Look at how he's just running right up to him to make sure that even if they try to turn around, he's going to get some extra shots off here. Just inching forward, so nicely done.
Yep. And I think that's actually game, unfortunately, for Hydra here. Having that early upgrade lead not helping him too much.
Well, he's going to try to just do some harass here, but with his spine crawler and the
overseer,
queen.
Everything.
Yeah, he's just prepared for everything.
And
simple game is just the path Rogue took, got him there a little bit easier.
Yeah, I just feel like all that he needs to do now is just regroup and attack the same location.
I think you're right, yeah.
If Hydra can't force the engagement somewhere else, he's going to lose this fight again, and then the game is going to end.
Here come the roaches now.
See, he's got that better concave. He's like, come fight me, and Hydra keeps fighting him instead of trying to force somewhere else. But if he walks away, then he goes over here and kills the bases. So he's kind of in a...
Whoa,
bad pathing there. That really hurts.
That was painfully bad pathing.
Happens every now and then.
Yeah, I hate it when that happens to me. A few roaches sneaking up here towards the main. He wants to get this army out of position.
So, yeah, if he can send even a few units into the main base, he's going to do damage no matter what. And if he forces, say 4 or 5 roaches to come over here, it's 4 or 5 less roaches in the fight. More contaminates going down on these hatcheries to prevent that larva inject, to prevent the larva from popping out. And he actually has enough, and he finally forces this out of that comfort zone. Now he's got a unit group coming from the right side. Does he have enough this time? It's pretty close.
This is a tough call. I mean, they got basically 2 arcs here. I want to say Rogue's fine, but then I see this over here at the bottom. I think, is that a line that gets to attack that side, gets to hit the red side of Rogue on the right? It's going to be bad, and that's what we're seeing right now.
Yeah, these roaches finally get cleaned up over here as well. Trying to target down as many drones as he can. Keeping the drone count a little bit lighter for Hydra here. And he still doesn't have that 4th base, and that's really going to start to cost him because he was taking some good engagements with those upgrades, but now he doesn't have the bank to replenish his army, something that Rogue does have and is using now. That's why it's 196 to 163 right now. And, I mean, the Roach numbers are all that matters in this case. The upgrade advantage for Hydra isn't going to last for him forever, but I'm still a bit surprised we don't have that yet for Rogue. I'd love to see the production tab to see if he's even researching it right now, because I'm not actually sure. But he's got to realize that that's something that's costing him. And no, he's not even going for it.
Here comes Hydra's Roach's Bro down here. But that Overseer floating right on top of him, I mean, that's going to make anything sneaky just not even possible.
Yeah, it's just going to flop. He goes for it.
Okay, going for the gold base. This is a bold move here from Hydra. Can Rogue shut this down?
I like this because this is going to force a move out here. Then maybe he can finally take that one engagement that he needs at the top of the ramp with the better upgrades, which he knows he has. He can click on these Roaches over and over again all day long with this Overseer and see, okay, I still have better upgrades than you. Albeit it's Carapace, which isn't as useful as attack upgrades in Roach versus Roach. It's still something. And if he can get this 4th base up efficiently, maybe that's how he gets back in this game. Because look at the bank of Rogue right now, and he is not scared to trade here. With all the money he has banked up, he's just going to go for the fight.
Oh, this might be too much. And, wiping out this base like this, he may be able to then go up to the top. Don't forget there's not just a hatch up there at the top, it's a macro hatch too. That would probably cost Hydra the game. Now, Hydra's not completely out of this, though. He is attacking in multiple locations. For instance, hitting the bottom right, which could even out the game economically.
Yeah, I just worry for him, though. Does he have enough units to actually survive the next wave? Because once this hatch is dead, I don't think Rogue is going to come crawling home, although he does seem to be a bit timid about continuing an attack. Wants to go ahead and get all of his units together instead, and definitely is starting to be a bit concerned about this hatch, knowing this is his one big advantage, does not want to throw it away. But
actually
this gives,
sending his whole army back there.
Yeah, this gives an opportunity for Hydra to move out again, and he cannot engage that army. It's much bigger than his while he's split up like this. But again, he keeps hitting these engagements where he attacks from behind, and this hurts Hydra because all of his units get the surface area they need. But what is happening? He's just going to let this happen in the middle, and the units are still getting to the main base over here.
But I think he's just got more of everything.
Yeah,
it just doesn't matter. Rogue will win this game because he's good at the multitasking and he's just got more of every kind of Roach. GG.
GG. Had a way better bank. That 4th base started to pay off for him. The longer the game went on, the bigger and bigger the bank got. And he just was able to keep remaxing his Roaches. And even though he took some questionable fights there at the very end, he just had too much. I feel like the real story of this game was the engagements at the 3rd base of Hydra, where Hydra was always fighting into a concave because he had no choice.
Yeah.
He never controlled the map.
Rogue looking very nice there. Just had an answer for everything that Hydra sent his way. Now into map number 2 here, where Hydra is going to be picking that.
And I would say he might even pick Way Station. Okay, merry-go-round.
Merry-go-round it is. Rogue looked great in that last game.
He really did. Definitely looking like the superior player here, which hurts for Hydra.
Yeah, Hydra's been not playing anywhere near as well as I thought he was going to play.
Same. I was a bit
used to seeing
disappointed
some
with
really good games from him, but yeah, I mean, like in the ZVPs when he was lacking some creep, and the ZVZs so far, it just, I don't know. It's just not looking that great.
It's not, and I hope that he's got some sort of timing plan here because that's what he excels at, and it's his map pick. I'd like to see maybe a +1 Roach speed attack or something like that.
Yeah, that could work out really well.
Or a big Zergling Baneling attack like we saw in the series against Life. Something like
or
that.
Even a Mastling attack. That could be effective as well, too.
Yeah, I think that's the kind of thing he's going to have to go for here. Like we saw Rogue try before against Life.
All right, and it is now time for that next game. Again, our map is merry-go-round here. Hydra versus Rogue.